Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and the other day I picked up this on 4K Witchfinder General. So after recently picking up The Blood on Satan's Claw, I was bitten by the Tigon bug. I always thought it was Tigon, but it's Tigon. I should have known because of the tiger there. But when you're a kid and you read horror books, more about that in a minute, you don't always get the pronunciation right. So when I checked online, the good news is that Tigon haven't released that many horror films. I think they've only released about 20-ish. And maybe they've released maybe 30 to 40 movies in total of all sort of descriptions. So collecting them isn't going to be that hard, and hopefully 88 will put out most of the horror films, or the ones that kind of like horror, even though they're not really out and out horror like this one. So Tigon ran from the mid 60s to the early 80s, and they put out some absolutely brilliant stuff. Now, when I heard that, I thought I must have more stuff by them if they released all these things. I do want to collect them all with slipcovers, obviously. I think it'll look great on the shelves. Got a great sort of colour scheme with them. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this is going because I know from the ones I've got, the two I've got from 88 look exceptional. So on the strength of that, I think this line is going to be really good. So first up is 1968's Witchfinder General. Now, I will go into more about the actual look of this movie. I'll show you a couple of screenshots from it. And I did pay full price for this. I couldn't find this in my local HMV, so I went to the Metal Centre the other day with the Debs. And I was speaking to Stephen Monkey Mason, actually linked down to his channel down below. And we were just having a bit of a chat and that. And I knew I had to get this one. Luckily, they had quite a few there because I thought, is this out of print? But it's not. 88 Films have done an absolutely incredible job with the restoration on this. You think it was made yesterday. I just couldn't believe what I was looking at. And I will compare it to the previous release. Now, this one here, it's pales in comparison. I mean, I know it's a Blu-ray. This is a remastered Blu-ray in here. This is the 4K, obviously. And this has got exclusive extras, so it's worth keeping for that. And the picture quality on here is nowhere near as good as that one. It's got quite a lot of scratches on it, a lot of dirt on the picture, but this one is just, like I say, absolutely sensational. But I will go through these in more detail on forthcoming videos. Now, getting back to the horror book, I've got a video coming up. My good friend John Hall, obviously, he got some stuff given to him by a fellow called Alex, and he gave me some amazing horror books and also horror magazines.
It's the pictorial history of horror movies with the dust jacket.
Well, I'm going to say I use this word quite a lot in here, iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I was younger, this book was just looked at. It was every night, basically, for years and years and years. And it was my reference book, or when I used to go on the weekend and say, what's going to come up? What can I read about this particular movie? So what I want to do with that, I've been trying to go through with them. I want to go through them actually and to have a look at some Tigon stuff in there because I know some of the older books will have it. These books are just amazing. They're in amazing condition, and I can't wait to show you what's in them. But I want to split them up into a few different videos. But yeah, so that's all going to be interlinked. But after seeing the restoration on the Blood on Satan's Claw, I knew I had to get this one. And this one is better, if I'm honest. So that's 1968's Witchfinder General. Next up is 1971's The Blood on Satan's Claw. I just got this recently. I've talked about this in a different video. I will go into it in more details, as I will do with all of these ones, because I want to get them all watched. Although some of them I watched quite recently, so I know exactly what they're like. And it's actually the same with Hammer because you think Hammer was predominantly all horror. Far from it. There's some comedies, there's all sorts of stuff with Hammer that you wouldn't even imagine that Hammer had done. And the same with Tigon actually, which I was quite surprised when I saw a few of these ones that I've got and also ones that talk about that they've done. I thought, wow, they did that one. Yeah. So this looks absolutely stunning, and this is a great movie. I think I'm going to watch these all in order of when they were released, but absolutely sensational. These two, I can't believe what I'm watching. I think 88 are the ones to watch with these, and I would love 88 if they can to get the Hammer 4Ks. Because if they can do this, and they've obviously got some rights with, because I've never seen these getting released anywhere else. There might be, but I haven't actually seen them. And if they can get a Hammer thing to get them on 4K, it would be astounding if they did that. It would be like a dream come true. So anyway, that's 1971's The Blood on Satan's Claw. So after those ones, which I knew were Tigon movies, I thought, what else have I got in the shelves? So weirdly enough, the next up is 1972's Virgin Witch. Now, this is released by Screenbound. It's a great package. I think I got this really cheap as well. And it was obviously on the list to watch, but I never knew it was a Tigon movie. When I heard about it, I thought, wow, that's nuts. Is it the one I've got? And it was the one I've got because I thought maybe it's a different title. It's one with the same title, but it's a different movie. But it is that one. This one, shall I say? So this shows you that this is more. It's horror, but it's more like erotic horror, and it's more like a skin flick. If I'm honest, that kind of Euro sort of horror trash. From what I can remember, this one looks really good, but it wasn't released by 88, so maybe 88 may get a hold of it. I highly doubt it. Yeah, Screenbound, more about them in a minute. So yeah, so that's 1972's Virgin Witch. Back to 88 is 1972's Beware My Brethren. As I say, didn't know any of these ones coming up was a Tigon release or a Tigon production. But yeah, it's on the list. I'm going to watch it. Don't know anything about it, if I'm honest, apart from the fact that I just like the look of it. Love the slipcover on it. It's got this like gaudy look to it, which I'm all about. I like slipcovers that maybe might not be the best drawings, but they just got something about them. I like that kind of artwork. It reminds me really of the video nasties. Sometimes their art was great, but it wasn't drawn the best. Like sometimes today, the artwork is that incredible. But I like these ones that are like lesser art, if that makes any sense. That's 1972's Beware My Brethren, aka The Fiend. Next up is 1973's A Candle for the Devil. Another one just like Beware My Brethren. I got this. I look at the slipcover. I put it on the shelves with a view to watch, but it's been bumped right off with the fact that it's a Tigon release. Yeah, don't know anything about it. And these ones, like I say, these covers, just really like these covers, something about them. So that's 1973's A Candle for the Devil. And last up with the films that I've already got in my collection from Tigon is the Mary Millington collection. Can you believe it? Now they did produce Come Play With Me, The Playbirds, Confessions from the David Galaxy Affair. And yeah, these movies, I think they're so well they're of the time. They were massive back in the day in the early 70s. I think they run from about 77, 78, 1980. And yeah, so this is a great box set. If you can get this box set, because I think it's still out there, do get it because it's just amazing. But these actually, I was thinking, well, I need to go back to these because I watched them quite recently. But I think, yeah, I think I might do this when I'm going through this Tigon selection. But these ones, it showed you that Tigon did go down the route of producing these type of movies, and there's a lot of them, the confessions style movies. And these are kind of like romps, but they're a little bit, so in some place, a little bit over the top. But it's a bit like Hammer. I don't think Hammer went down this route, but they did go into comedies like on the buses and stuff like that. So yeah, so this is one of the ones that's in there. So when I looked at this bunch, I thought, wow. When I was looking online, I thought, what an eclectic bunch of films to watch. So I'm really excited to watch these ones now, especially the next one's going to be Blood and Satan's Claw, which is in 4K, which looks absolutely amazing. I will come back and I will talk about these ones when I've watched them, and then I will do a sort of when I'm getting Tigon stuff, I will put them as a sort of like maybe in a playlist and have a Tigon playlist, and you can go there and you can look at them because I know that people who like Hammer will love Tigon stuff because it's got all the same like horror, especially the horror stuff. They really remind me of Hammer, although Hammer did the gothic stuff much better. So the ones that 88 have either released or going to release are Island of Terror, which is it's only a PG. It's a brilliant film with Peter Cushing. It's one of the best ones I've seen. I did want to get it on Blu-ray, and you can't get it, so out of print. So I'm really glad to see this one in here. I can't recommend that highly enough. Yeah, it's a PG. It's got nothing in it, but it's just such a really good movie. And they've also got Curse of the Crimson Altar. Now, Curse of the Crimson Altar, I've definitely seen, but I can't remember it at all. But I know that title. These are the ones that used to play on the TV in the 70s all the time. Next is The Sorcerers. Now, it's interesting to know that Ian Ogilvy was in Witchfinder General. He plays a great part, actually. I think he was like a kind of cut price Roger Moore, and he's actually still with us as well. I honestly thought he'd been long gone, but he's not. I think he's about 80 years old. So it's great to see him getting interviewed on some of these extras on these movies. And but I think he might have had a bit of a thing with Tigon at the time. Maybe he's like one of their players. And also you've got the Blood Beast Terror as well. Now I know that's at 12. Now I remember when I was a kid, it really, really petrified me. I can't remember why. I think it was because this giant moth was on the wall, and it just looked at the picture in the book, and in the books that I was showing you from when I got off Alex, one of them is in there. And I thought, my God, I couldn't get to sleep at night when I was thinking about this movie. But I can't think at a 12 it's going to do the same thing, but you never know. Also, you've got Doomwatch. Now, I know that I haven't seen Doomwatch, but I remember the picture of the fellow in the front with this horrible like makeup on, and it used to freak me out when I used to look at it in the books. Also, you've got The Beast in the Cellar. Now, I do remember that title, and I remember the pictures, the people who are on it. I do remember seeing that, but I can't remember anything about it. You've also got The Body Stealers, which I know nothing about, and also Honey Calder, which I know nothing about at all, but it does star Raquel Welch, who sadly just passed away very recently. What a shame. So yeah, so I'm really excited about this Tigon range because the best thing about it is it's not huge. It's not like you got 50, 60 films that are going to be released by, here, there, and everywhere. Hopefully, fingers crossed, 88 will get the lion's share of this, the lion's share or the tiger share of this, and they will put out the same stuff that they've got here in the similar fashion they've got with these ones. Because honestly, this thing, especially at this point, I haven't watched. I've got to watch Blood and Satan's Claw probably a day. It's just so good. I just couldn't believe what I was looking at. Now I know the other ones aren't coming out with 4K. I hope what 88 don't do is they put them out on Blu-ray and then kind of do a 4K later on. I really don't want them to go down that route. If they're going to put something out on 4K like this one, put it out straight away if it's good enough. And if it's anything like this, it would look sensational. This is honestly one of the best transfers I've seen in recent times. And the fact it's from 1968, it just beggars belief that they can resurrect a movie like this. Don't forget this has got two cuts on here. Now I watched the UK cut, and I think the US cut has got different footage in, might have more footage in. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to watch the US cut and see if the US cut has the extra footage in and also is the extra footage of a lower quality. It might not be, hopefully not. But yeah, so wow, I'm having such a blast with this Tigon range already. I mean, I have watched, a couple of these movies in the past and some of the movies I've talked about. And I just think that the best thing about them as well is apart from Witchfinder General and Blood and Satan's Claw, I don't own any of the other ones. So it's not like a double dip scenario, which is usually what happens when you go down the Hammer route and everything. You think, oh, I've already got these on DVD. But but honestly, one of my wish lists would be this year or any year, if 88 would do this with the Hammer movies, it would just be the best thing ever. And I think that would be one of the best lines that's ever been created. Fingers crossed for that one. So, anyway, thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.